Right, I'm here in the garage, not to work on the MG, but to work on the Morris, because you lovely people decided that you, although you do want to see the Midget with its new engine, you also want to see the Morris on the road. Which I do too. The idea around winter classic, I can go to shows in the winter, I don't have to drive around with no roof and no heater. So, I'm going to move some stuff around, bring the Morris forward, and we'll make a list of what we need to do in order to get it moving, drivable, so that I can get it recovered to work. Oh, the good thing is it rolls. So, what do I need to do to this? Well, for a start, I need to put a light on because it is, there we go, it's fading fast. So, the last time I did anything on this, really, was back, I think it was May, when I last started it. So I need to know if it starts. The fuel, knowing my luck, has probably gone off again. So I'm probably going to have to drain the fuel out and put fresh fuel in, which I've got some fresh fuel. I don't know if there's any coolant still. I say coolant, I don't know if there's any water in here. Oh, there is. So I need to drain some water out, and I did find in a car we were scrapping some antifreeze. Pretty sure we're supposed to put blue antifreeze in these, but this engine's not staying in it forever, so I don't care. Yeah, now when I say I need to drive this, I'm not driving it far. Work is about 15 miles away. I don't think this would make it 15 miles, if I'm honest. Not at the moment. And there's too much to do. There's too much for me to do here, and be able to get it to drive that far in time. So it's going to be a lot easier when it's at work on a proper ramp. I can also get the welding done as well while I'm there. So yeah, I think probably first thing I'm going to do is see if I can get it to start. I think I still have some brake cleaner somewhere, so I can use that to see if I can at least get it to start on fire. And then we'll go from there. I don't know if the battery's dead. That's been there for a while, but I have had a battery on trickle charge with a solar panel for the last 8 months, I think. Long time. You'll also notice the car is absolutely covered in dust. I had some work done at the garage here, and they made a mess. So luckily, I took the Midget out, but I did have to leave it outside. Not there, it was in a parking space, but I did have to leave it outside for 3 days. Obviously, I'm going to have to go through lights check in order to drive it on the road. I have to secure the rear lights. I did have, I'll bring my torch. I did have some screws. I had some screws that I bought to attach the lights, but I can't find them since we moved, so they will probably end up just being taped on for the journey on the back of a truck. Yeah, there's not a great deal. Brakes don't work, but the parking brake does. And like I said, I haven't got to move it far. So yeah, let's just crack on and see if it starts. Okie dokie. I've recorded this little bit so many times trying to start the car. Well, we've got ignition. I don't hear the fuel pump. There's the fuel pump. Oh, starter's jammed again. A little bit less choke maybe. Oh. I think the fuel's gone off. In fact, I think I can smell it through the exhaust. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, I wasn't expecting her to start. Obviously she's not running. Not very well anyway. Come on, baby. Oh, I think my key barrel's nearly had it. From in here, obviously my seat is not attached. You can see that. I'm not bothered L6, I won't be taking passengers. I would rather use my seat. Clutch still works. Feels horrible, but it works. The wiring, I think, can stay as it is. Have we got lights? Hey, we got lights. I think there was... Did we have a headlight out? Let's check we got rear lights as well. Yeah, we got both rear lights. We've got a headlight out, but yeah, I can live with that. I probably won't be moving this in the day, at night anyway. Boom. Back in here. Oh, sit my chair back up. Oh. So yeah, we've got lights, wipers. We don't have. We probably have if I hit it. Don't need washers, and we don't need a heater. It does smell quite rich. So, oh, and we've got a leak. Ah. Okay, maybe it's because we've got a massive fuel. Oh my god. Yep, we have a huge fuel leak. Okay, that's something I can look at right now. Okay, I think the problem's fixed. So, one of the screws was missing out of the float bowl. So I found another screw to fit, and I'm going to just put the ignition on, see if the leak is fixed. Alright. See if we've still got a leak. Oh yeah, oh wow. Oh, that really is a leak. Oh, that's not just a leak of a loose screw. That was coming right off the pipe. Wow. Okay, I might cut the pipe and shorten it up a little bit. Well, that was nuts. That was a fuel leak. Right, give me a moment, I'll come back to you. Pulled a section of this off, and I was expecting to see it split, but it wasn't. So I've cut it off anyway, just in case it was underneath the cover, protective cover, and I've put a Jubilee clip on there. So let's now see if it still leaks. Yeah, that's flooding out still. That's still flooding out. Oh, that's so annoying. Okie dokie. Right. Day 2 of trying to get the Morris to a point where I can drive it to a recovery truck to get it to work, so I can fix it. Fuel leak was actually caused by the needle being stuck inside there. Just there, you'll see there is a needle. Now if I turn it that way around, you'll see the needle, should see hopefully the needle has dropped. It wasn't dropping, hence the massive leak. Nothing to do with the gasket. So there should be a plate over the front of that, but I've taken it off to show you the hole, which is actually an overflow. It's totally open to the elements there. There's a cover that goes on the front of that, which obviously will be going back on when I find where I've left it. I think it's in the car. So that is ready to go back on. Oh, no, it's not. It's not ready to go back on because I need a new gasket. So the old gasket was intact. By the time I got it to work this morning, it wasn't. So I've actually made two gaskets. So we'll use this one because it's better. If you want to know how to make a gasket, I have done another video. I'll put a link up here on how to make a gasket out of gasket paper. This is not great, but it will do the job. probably going to use your two hands. I'll put this together, and then my optimism is so high, I bought a jerry can of petrol. And I've also bought with me, before I do that, I'll just show you. Inside here is a couple of brackets and some bolts. That's to bolt the driver's seat in. So, all being well, fingers crossed, yeah, should be drivable by the end of this video. Okie dokie, that is all on. I've put the filter back in that we took off yesterday, and I've put the Jubilee on there just for good measure. So, the only next thing to do is to put the ignition on and find out whether we've got a leak still. Well, the fuel pump ran and then stopped, so oh, no, fuel pump is running. Let's just give her a tap. To be honest, there's probably, the float bowl is full up of fuel anyway. There is fuel in there. Oh, let's just see if it starts. Right, another choke. Maybe a bit more choke. Definitely fixed the fuel leak. Fuel pump's stopping. Nearly. Come on, baby. Nope. Okay, well, we don't have the fuel leak anymore. We've got, oh no, we do still have a fuel leak. It's just not as bad. I was so convinced that would fix it. Must have fixed something, because although it's coming out, I don't have a big massive puddle underneath it like I do. I just have a small dribble, so I would say it was the gasket, but it's all wet on top again, so oh, how frustrating. I may be pushing this to the recovery truck. Okay, so I've determined that if I have the choke all the way out, it starts idles really, really high and then cuts out. So I think where something's wrong with the float bowl in that and the needle, it's basically flooding. As soon as the engine starts, it's using up all the fuel in there, starving itself of fuel. So, luckily I know the recovery guy. I'll just have to have a morning off or an afternoon, and he'll have to help me push it around. So, unfortunately, I won't be driving the Morris Minor to the recovery truck. I think she'll be pushed. But thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Over Christmas, I will be, hopefully, fingers crossed, putting this back on the road. I'll do a little mini series in January, like I did last year with the Golf, and hopefully you'll find it very entertaining. And have a very lovely Christmas, New Year, and I will see you in the new year with a working Morris Minor.